Hello everyone. Today we're going to explore a probability problem involving drawing balls from a bag. But before we dive in, let's start with a light-hearted joke. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Ha! 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 All right, now let's get into the problem. So here's the scenario. We have a bag with 2 green balls and 3 blue balls. Imagine you're drawing 2 balls at the same time. What we want to find out is the probability of getting 1, 2 green balls, 2, 2 blue balls, or 3, 1 green and 1 blue ball. Our goal is to solve this step by step to understand how probabilities work in such situations. Let's turn to the next slide to set up the problem and understand it more clearly. First, let's get a clear picture of what's in the bag. We have 2 green balls, which we've labelled as G1 and G2, and 3 blue balls, labelled as B1, B2 and B3. The key point here is that each ball has an equal chance of being drawn. This means every combination of 2 balls is equally likely. It's crucial to keep this equal chance in mind as we proceed. This sets the foundation for listing all possible combinations. Let's turn to the next slide to dive deeper into those combinations. Now we need to carefully consider every possible pair of 2 balls that can be drawn. Let's break it down. We can draw both green balls, G1 and G2, which is what sub-question 1 is asking about. We could also draw 2 blue balls in various combinations, which relates to sub-question 2. Lastly, we could draw 1 of each colour, which corresponds to sub-question 3. By listing these combinations, we're essentially painting a complete picture of all the outcomes we might get. If you feel this is a lot to take in, don't worry. You can always pause and reflect on what each of these combinations mean. Now let's move to the next slide and look at all the combinations summarised in a table. Alright, here's the table of all combinations. Take a look at it carefully. 1. In row 1, we have G1 and G2, which means drawing both green balls. 2. In rows 2 to 4, we have combinations of 2 blue balls, B1 and B2, B1 and B3, and B2 and B3. 3. Now, in rows 5 to 10, we have various combinations of drawing 1 green ball and 1 blue ball, such as G1 and B1, G1 and B2, and so on. This table helps us clearly see the different possible outcomes. By numbering each row, you can easily keep track of the combinations. Notice that combinations with 1 green and 1 blue ball make up the majority of the rows, which hints at a higher likelihood for that case. You might want to pause here and review the combinations if needed. Take your time before we move on to the next slide and start finding the probabilities. To find the probability of each outcome, we'll use the information from the table. Remember, probability is simply the number of favourable combinations divided by the total number of combinations. We have a total of 10 combinations, which you can see clearly from the table. Now, let's count the number of favourable combinations for each sub-question. For sub-question 1, we're looking at the combination in row 1. There's only one combination where both balls are green. For sub-question 2, we need to count the rows with 2 blue balls. That would be rows 2, 3 and 4, giving us 3 combinations. For sub-question 3, we need to look at all the rows with 1 green and 1 blue ball. These are rows 5 to 10, which gives us 6 combinations in total. Seeing these counts in the table makes it easier to understand which combinations answer each sub-question. If you're ready, let's turn to the next slide and calculate these probabilities. Now, let's calculate the probability for each sub-question using the numbers we gathered earlier. For sub-question 1, we have 1 favourable combination in row 1, so the probability is frak 110, which is 0.1 or 10%. For sub-question 2, there are 3 favourable combinations in rows 2 to 4, so the probability is frak 310, which is 0.3 or 30%. For sub-question 3, there are 6 favourable combinations in rows 5 to 10, so the probability is frak 610, which is 0.6 or 60%. This breakdown gives us a clear idea of how likely each outcome is. If you need a moment to review the numbers, pause the video and take your time to go over them. When you're ready, let's move on to the next slide for a recap of the whole process. Let's quickly go over the logic again. 1. We started by understanding the contents of the bag, 2 green balls and 3 blue balls. 2. Then we listed all the combinations to make sure we didn't miss any outcomes. 3. We identified which combinations matched each sub-question using the table. 4. Finally, we divided the number of favourable combinations by the total number of combinations to find each probability. This step-by-step approach is a good way to solve probability problems like these. If you feel confident, let's move to the final slide for a summary. Here's a summary of our answers. The probability of drawing 2 green balls is 10%. The probability of drawing 2 blue balls is 30%. The probability of drawing 1 green ball and 1 blue ball is 60%. Now, the key points to remember are: list all possible combinations to fully understand the problem. Calculate probability as a fraction of the total number of combinations. Using tables or diagrams can make abstract ideas easier to grasp. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Probability is not just useful in maths class, it's something we can use in our daily lives too. For example, estimating the chances of rain or calculating risks in making decisions can all involve probability. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with more videos. Take care and see you next time.